All right, gang. Tonight's lineup is out. I'm going to get it to you in a second. But first, I'm going to read something out to you, and then I want to say a few things. Okay? This is just listen to this. In George Steinbrenner's time as owner of the Yankees, he fostered the Steinbrenner doctrine. If you don't win the World Series, your season is a complete failure. Generations of Yankee fans believe that. One who apparently does not subscribe to the Steinbrenner doctrine, Hal Steinbrenner, current owner of the team. He has a more nuanced view of success. Okay. Now, this is on Twitter. It's from a beat writer who has more than 1 million subscribers. Okay. And yeah. So, and the narrative's already been put forth out there. Oh, this is not, and it's been put forth all year, right? This is not George Steinbrenner's team. George Steinbrenner would do things differently. Blah, 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 right? Okay. And again, this is also preemptively ahead of time, essentially planting the narrative that the Yankees are going to be eliminated already. They haven't been eliminated yet, right? Planting the seed in the fans' heads so that the talking points are already prepared ahead of time, and the narratives, right? And all this baloney, the propaganda, I call it, right? And I don't know how often I need to say this, but there's a good swath of the Yankees fan base that's either misinformed or uninformed. Not everybody, but there's a good chunk of them. Okay. And they know this, these beat writers. And again, I'm not going to say who this is. It's not worth talking about. Okay. I don't want to add to this. But the fact of the matter is, they know they have you exactly where they want you, with your tail between your legs, throwing in the white flags, giving up. Right? That's exactly where they want you. And it's exactly the type of BS that gets put in a lot of the channels, brought into my streams, especially my post-game streams. People who have been with me know this. But now it's filtering to content creators through Yankee channels who kind of going, are the Yankees done narrative? No, they're not done. But you're planting the seed that they are. Okay, yeah, they have a tough task ahead of them. There's no doubt about it. Okay? And I even talked yesterday. I gave you 6 examples of when the Yankees came back from 2-0 in the postseason, down 2-0 and won, right? 6. 4 of them were in the World Series. 2 of them were in the Division Series, right? It has happened before. And again, I take offense to propaganda and narratives and talking points. I don't want to take part in the dumbing down of the fan base. Why? Because I've been a fan my whole life. And I don't like it when people poo-poo on my team. I don't like it. Okay, and I'm not going to take part in dumbing down the fan base with BS information and getting people riled up and angry at stuff that hasn't even happened yet. Right? But it's the common theme. Let's blame Boone. Players don't hit, blame Boone. Pitch don't pitch, blame Boone. It's just this is the type of garbage that's peddled all around Twitter and all around YouTube, right? Like any other manager can just come in here and drastically fix all this stuff. When everybody in the world knows that's not true, right? But we go to talking points and the narratives over actual facts and reality. Why are people preemptively planting the seed ahead of time that the Yankees have been eliminated when they haven't been eliminated yet? Why? Why do they have people with their tails between their legs? Because that's how they make money. That's how these guys generate clicks, narratives, fan base, subscriptions, and blah, blah, blah. This is how these folks make money. This is how political propagandists make money, by getting people pissed off at the wrong people. Let's blame them while those other folks over here are stealing from me. Because I don't like these people here. And I've been told not to like them, even though I have no idea why. And I can't explain it. That's the reality that we live in right now, right? And I personally take offense. But again, who am I? I'm just a guy who's a YouTube, content creator who has a channel, who's a fan, who played baseball. I'm no celebrity, no big time person, but I am somebody who's going to call out BS when I think it's BS, right? Fact is too, in this, what are some of the other easy scapegoats? We know Boone is right now. Who's the player scapegoat? Aaron Judge. Why? Because he strung out with the bases loaded the other day. Never mind the fact that so did Grisham, so did Stanton, so did Ben Rice and Cody Bellinger. None of these other guys have shown up, right? And Judge has outperformed all these other MVP candidates: Shohei Ohtani, Kyle Schwarber, Cal Raleigh, Mr. 60 home runs. He's been better than all of them in the postseason, and they're all in the postseason. But Judge doesn't have the supporting group that Otani has. Otani has Freeman, who shows up, Betts, who shows up, Kike, who shows up, Teoscar Hernandez, who shows up, which takes the heat off of Otani. Judge doesn't have that right now. So let's blame Judge. Never mind the fact that he's hitting over 400 in the postseason. But he struck out with the bases loaded. Never mind, a bunch of other guys did too. Doesn't matter. We have our scapegoat. We have the scapegoat manager and we have the scapegoat player. Right? We're wasting Judge's prime years. These are the common themes, the common talking points. All across. Happens all the time. And ahead of time too. Right? A lot of folks, and again, I understand that some fans are mentally and emotionally checked out already, throwing in the white flag. I get it. Especially when I know they've been fed this stuff by beat writers who they follow, content creators who they follow, and blah, blah, blah. Right? I ask you, do you fact check these people? That's just a question I have for you. Now, here's another fact. George Steinbrenner, when he was the owner of the Yankees back in the day, he was the richest owner in all of baseball. He could flex his muscle all the time, right? The money. He had a ship business, a ship industry to help finance his team. Didn't have to deal with all these other folks. Didn't have to deal with venture capital like Hal Steinbrenner has to do it now. So there's a talking point that Hal's not a George. No, he's not George. George used to bully baseball. That can't happen now. Hal's not even the richest owner in New York. Judge was the richest owner in the whole freaking sport. Now he wouldn't even be the richest owner in New York. Right? The game has changed. The market has changed. The industry has changed. Hal has to answer to different things. He has to answer the Cohen threshold. The Cohen threshold did not exist when George was the owner. Didn't exist. Dropping 10 spots in the draft, being penalized, having to fork over $100 million in revenue sharing, 100 plus in revenue sharing, $60 million in luxury tax penalties. That's almost $200 million of the profits that Hal has to give up now. And then he has to share whatever else with the owners of the team. And we already know that George Steinbrenner Hal wasn't his first choice to run the team. Right? He wasn't. But he runs the team. So yeah, he runs it differently. But it's a different game. It is a different game. And I cannot sit here and assume that George Steinbrenner will be able to bully everybody into submission. Not now. Not when you have a Dodgers with an ownership group of venture capitalists with assets over $400 billion. When you have Steve Cohen, who's worth twice or three times as much as the Yankees. Right? Alone, himself. And he's building a community around Citi Field. Right? His assets are not piled into the team. It's piled into around the community that he's building around the team. Right? This stuff is easy to look up. Right? So what are we trying to accomplish here? Why do so many fans have their tails between their legs already? When did we become so weak-minded? What happened? I'm riding or die with this team no matter what. When they play bad, we'll call it out. Yes, people can call me a Boone apologist and a cash apologist all they want. They do it all the time. And when the Yankees win, they disappear, just like the trolls do all the time. Right? We get trolls all the time. The Yankees have more trolls than any team in the world. That's obvious, and so do we. Especially folks like myself. Endless supply of trolls. And I guess what? Hugs and kisses and thoughts and prayers to all the trolls. You're having zero effect. Zero. But keep doing it. Keep doing it. Right? Now, with that said, let's actually get back to the topic at hand here. The lineup. Okay? I'm going to put this on the screen. Now, it's pretty much the same lineup as we had so far. I don't necessarily agree with it. Trent Grisham is leading off in center field. Aaron Judge batting second in right field. Cody Bellinger batting third in left field. Ben Rice cleaning up at first base. Giancarlo Stanton batting fifth at DH. Jazz Chisholm batting sixth at second base. Ryan McMahon batting seventh at third base. Anthony Volpe batting eighth at shortstop. And Austin Wells batting ninth at the dish. And on the mound is Carlos Rodon, who we need to shove. Who's he pitching against? Shane Bieber. Why do I not necessarily agree with this lineup? Because righties hit Bieber better than lefties do. So I would have loved to see Goldschmidt in there instead of Rice. Who's hitting better than Rice in this round, in this division? Series. Right? But who am I? So I wouldn't mind seeing Caballero and Rosario in there either. We got to beat the Blue Jays at their own game. I mean, we could talk about cheating and sign stealing and blah blah blah. There's talk everywhere going, but nothing's confirmed on that stuff, right? Unfortunately, but people can go with that all we want. But I take offense to this BS put out by the beat writer today, right? Because knowingly ahead of time, planting the seed in the heads of the fans, right, to get what he wants, right? And again, so many fans just go along with it. It's a shame. It really is a shame. That's my little. I don't need to scream and be a meathead to have a rant. And just put forth a sensible argument. Talk facts. Okay, facts are so much more effective than yelling baloney to try to beat my chest. Let other people do that. That's baloney, not a flex at all. We'll be back tonight with the lineup. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating a damn win. Otherwise, the Yankee season will be over. But until then, it's not freaking over. Let's go.